Hi, this is Karen Dice, publisher of Mortgage Currency Magazine, and I'm here with Lloyd Rutherford, Mortgage Currency's Fannie and Freddie expert, with this class called Fannie Overhauls Income and Employment Guidelines. Now, I have to tell you, this all happened back in May. It's one of the most aggressive changes that Fannie has made, updating about 9 primary topics with over 60 changes to the subtopics. But even after all this time, it's still confusing to loan officers and underwriters. That's why we're holding this class. What Fannie did was to enhance and give more flexibility to make it easier to get some documentation and for people to qualify for a mortgage. But in some instances, they tightened some of the rules. But before we get into the specific changes, we want you to know that these rules are in effect right now for manual underwriting, but Fannie is asking underwriters to be flexible and use these guidelines when DU is updated. Now, when you registered, you got a link to download a form for note-taking purposes, and if you're viewing this online, you can download it now. There's a link below. I've asked Lloyd to review the major changes that loan officers need to know about right now and what they really mean when figuring income or verifying employment on your files. So, Lloyd, welcome. Great to have you in this class. And would you mind kicking this off by addressing the differences between manual underwriting and versus the DU and how this is really going to work in real life?
Of course. Thank you, Karen, for the introduction. Basically, make manual underwriting and DU findings the same. That's the real nut of this whole thing, is that they're going to be manual underwriting and DU findings. The documentation requirements will be the same throughout, with the exception of base and salary hourly employment verifications. So that's really the key change here that is going to be the difference between those two. Manual underwriting is, of course, available out there for everybody, unless your lender prohibits you from doing that. Most lenders, that when you're selling on a correspondent level, won't actually allow you to use manual underwriting because of the loss of reps and warrants. But they're still saying that even until October 20th, when DU 9.0 is released, that they encourage lenders to use these new employment income verification parameters wherever it fits best for them. You won't lose any reps and warrants by using it, as long as you document your file that you're actually going through and following the new parameters from 2012-04 for that announcement. So that's the primary difference, though, Karen. Manual underwriting is always available. If your lender or if you're a direct seller servicer, then of course you can do that and make that choice.